Hello everyone, welcome to Vysh's YouTube channel and to the series of post-independence Indian history. So we have done already 3 episodes in the post-independence Indian portion. So if you have not watched them, go to the playlist of post-independence Indian history in the Vysh's YouTube channel, watch them and come back to this video so that there will be a flow in your preparation process. So one more thing is that whatever you are going to listen in these classes, make running notes out of them, revise them regularly so that you will not forget any concepts. So before starting the today's video, I will tell you that these series and all other free series which are freely available in the YouTube channel of Vysh IAS are actually the part of the paid course. But if you are not giving a proper feedback, when we consider putting it in the YouTube channel, so we'll turn it into the paid course if you're not giving the proper feedback. So considering this, let's start the video. So let's revise what we have done in the last class now. I have spoke about the accession of states. Okay, almost all of them signed the instrument of accession after the Chamber of Princes. After the Chamber of Princes, almost all of them have signed the instrument of accession except 6 states. First one we discussed about Travancore story and C.P. Ramaswamy Iyer. We have then spoke about the Bhopal area, which is the landlocked area, which is the Hindu majority area, and then we spoke about Jodhpur, Junagadh and Hyderabad. But we didn't speak about the 6th one, that is Kashmir, in the last class. So we'll be completing the Kashmir part in today's class. So Kashmir consists of Jammu, okay, it consists of Jammu, Kashmir Valley, Ladakh and Gilgit-Balochistan. All of them have culturally different backgrounds, but they were together under the Dogra dynasty initially. But in the year 1925, these all the people of this all places came under one king, that is Maharaja Hari Singh. Okay, he was actually a Hindu ruler. So he was ruling the Kashmir area from 1925. He wanted Jammu to remain independent. He don't want to sign the instrument of accession with either Pakistan or India. He just want to remain independent as well. So, and he was a very communalistic person. He was indulged in the communalistic activities, like he used to not support any Muslim activities. He won't allow Muslims to get jobs easily, and he will tax more on the Muslims, because of which he faced a lot. We'll be learning further. He faced a lot because of his communal activities. So, parallelly, there is another ruler in this particular area who is known as the Sheikh Abdullah. His name is Sheikh Abdullah. He was a very secular ruler. He was actually a Muslim, but he will support all the Muslims and Hindus also, because he is a socialist and secular ruler, and he was very neutral towards everyone. Actually, he completed his education in the Aligarh University. In spite of studying in such a university with a very high grade, he was not getting any job. He was very much capable of getting a job, but he did not get any job because he was Muslims, and I told Maharaja Hari Singh did not allow Muslims to get jobs, so he was not getting the job in spite of having much capability of getting the job. Okay, because of which he wanted to have the good governance. He wanted the secular state. So he started the All Indian Jammu and Kashmir Muslim Conference. Okay, initially in the 1932. So, but he changed the name of the All India Jammu and Kashmir Muslim Conference into the National Conference in the year 1938, because he himself felt guilt, because he included the term Muslims being a secular ruler in the organization which he have made. So he has renamed it as a national conference in the year 1938. So he was demanding the self-governance through these conferences, and he asked the Maharaja Hari Singh to quit, and because of his voice, because he rose his voice, he was charged with the sedition by Maharaja Hari Singh, and he was kept at jail. Okay, so Sheikh Abdullah was kept in jail because he raised the voice against the state, and because of the sedition charges, he was kept in the jail. During this time, when Hari Singh doesn't want to either sign the instrument of accession with India or Pakistan, when he thought of being independent, he signed the standstill agreement with both Pakistan and India. But what happened is, we never broke the agreement. But Pakistan broke the agreement on 22nd October 1947. And what they did is, they broke the standstill agreement, and there was a tribal invasion which took place during this time. So it was made by Pakistan. People of Pakistan were dressed like tribals. They were tribals, and they entered the Indian part, that is the Jammu and Kashmir part. Actually, initially these tribals entered Muzaffarabad. Initially, they had entered the Muzaffarabad, and from Muzaffarabad they have illegally entered Uri region also. But during during their reach also, the situation was normal, and Hari Singh did not get any information regarding the enter of the tribal people illegally into the Uri region and the Muzaffarabad region. They did not receive any information. So they did not react. So they made their way from Uri region. They made these tribal people, these tribal infiltrates have entered the Mahuta region. So this Mahuta region has a electricity line, a large electricity line, because of which electricity even supplies to the Srinagar area. What this tribals did is, they had cut the electricity line, due to which there was a power cut in the Srinagar. Srinagar didn't had a power cut. Didn't had any power that day because of the electricity line cut by this tribal people in the Mahuta. Because of which king realized, because of the gravity in the situation, king realized that some ex-persons have entered the Jammu and Kashmir illegally. Because of this act, he realized there is a gravity in a situation. Parallelly, from the year 1936, Poonch crisis was going on in the Jammu and Kashmir. So, what is this Poonch crisis? Actually, I have told you that this Hari Singh is a communalistic person. So, because of his communal ideologies, he used to tax heavily to the proletariat class. Proletariat class consists of most of the Muslims. So, he wanted to charge heavy taxes on these Muslims. So, he charged taxes on the proletariat class. Because of the act which is done by him, Muslims got enlightened after the World War II, and they decided to rebel against the Hari Singh, and this is called as Poonch crisis. Mahuta, I told you that they have reached the Mahuta where they had cut the electricity. So, Mahuta is actually 32 kilometers away from the Srinagar. If these tribals reach the Srinagar, they will loot all the state, and the Jammu and Kashmir will go into the hands of the Pakistan if they reach the Srinagar. So, Hari Singh was so much tensed because of the situation, and even though in this situation also people were not supporting him because of the Poonch crisis which is taking place. So, they were against the king. So, they were not supporting the king. Okay, but luckily what happened is, when they are in the Mahuta area, this tribal spent 24 hours in the Baramulla region, because of which Baramulla crisis took place. So, in the Baramulla region, they have looted much money, they raped many women, and they indulged in many other activities which are not good for the Baramulla people, but it was favorable to Hari Singh, because they spent 24 hours in the Baramulla. Meanwhile, what Hari Singh did is, he approached Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel and Nehru. So, during this time when he approached for help, because of the suggestion given by Mountbatten, Nehru and Sardar decided to help him if he signs the instrument of accession. But Hari Singh doesn't have any other chance, because he is not getting any help from the local people, and people are coming, tribal people are coming towards Srinagar, which is very much 32 kilometers away from Mahuta. So they may reach to Srinagar at any point of time. So Hari Singh don't have any other option, so he signed the instrument of accession. On 26th October 1947, he signed the Instrument of Accession. So, as soon as he signed the accession, Indian forces were sent to the Srinagar, and these forces encircled the Srinagar and they pushed back the tribal infiltrates. And Indian people were so much successful in this particular concept, and they were successful. But meanwhile, Poonch landlords, I have told there is a place called Poonch who declared freedom at the same time, and we call this Poonch area as a Azad Kashmir because they declared independence by the landlords. Landlords declared independence while Hari Singh was busy in the activities of the tribal infiltrates. While he was busy in the activities of the tribal infiltrates, or when he is busy in speaking with Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel and Nehru, meanwhile Poonch people, Poonch landlords declared freedom, and now we call them as the Azad Kashmir. But Jinnah was not at all happy because he wanted Jammu to get mixed with Pakistan. He wanted Jammu to get annexed to the Pakistan, but Jinnah was very unhappy, and he stated that the accession, the instrument of accession which is signed by the Hari Singh, was forceful, and he wanted to attack India because of this situation. But he needed permission from Britain. Britain rejected. But after the final, he repeated this request. He had a repeated request with the Britain regularly, because of which they have accepted his request in the year 1948, and the 1948 war broke out between Pakistan and India. But during this time, what Nehru did is, Nehru was an idealist. He thought that if he went to UN, he will get some kind of justice, because UN is a body which aims for the peace. So UN will definitely stop and give the judgment in the favor of India, because India had no problem from its side. But what UN did is, UN supported neither Pakistan nor India, but it was more favorable to Pakistan. The judgment given by UN was more favorable to Pakistan. This UN, in the UN, there was a body, that is America. America is a country which is present in the UN, and America has a large influence in the United Nations, and it was against the India because of the non-alignment movement and all other sort of activities. So it was biased. The judgment given by UN was biased, and Nehru was the idealist, and he thought in a wrong way about the UN. He thought UN will support him, but it didn't support. UN told that you need to conduct the plebiscite, and this plebiscite should be conducted only when Pakistan withdraws its army and India withdraws half of its army, and it should have only partial stay of the army in that area. Okay, but plebiscite was never conducted because Pakistan never withdrew from this area. They know that if they withdrew, plebiscite will be conducted, and they may or may not get the area of Jammu. But if the Pakistan keeps its army in that particular area, it will not be conducted. Plebiscite will not be conducted, and they can have the hands in the politics and the other activities of the Kashmir. So they did not withdraw from that area. So, but what India did is, in the year 1940, a partial plebiscite in some areas was conducted, but UN did not accept it. They wanted whole Jammu and Kashmir people to participate in the plebiscite after the withdrawal of the Pakistan army. But India know that it will not win the plebiscite, because Azad Pakistan, that is the Poonch area, Gilgit Balochistan area, will not at all support India, because they wanted to join with Pakistan. Finally, in the year 1948, that is in the February, Karachi agreement was signed between Pakistan and India, and according to this agreement, status quo should be maintained by these two people. Okay, this is what they have signed in the Karachi agreement. So this is how the Kashmir was integrated to India. But in order to ensure the complete integration of the princely states, what Sardar Patel did is, he had introduced two articles. They are Article 291 and 362 into the Indian Constitution. So, in Article 291 speaks about the privy purse. Okay. The kings used to get this income of state, that is 8.5% of the income of the state, because they won't revolt against the central government or the national government, because they are getting privy purse. The privy purse was actually constitutionalized under Article 291, and this money should not be decreased or increased according to this article. And under Article 362, kings were given freedom to reserve their titles, palaces and assets. So it is favorable to them, so they won't revolt against the national government. That is why he wanted to ensure the complete integration. That's why he had introduced these two articles called Article 291 and Article 362. Okay, we have completed the integration of Indian states into Indian Union. So I have told you that tribal infiltrates initially reached Muzaffarabad, and then they reached Uri. Even though they reached Uri also, Hari Singh had no information of their reach. When they are going to reach the Mahuta, they did a electricity cut. The electricity line was cut, because of which it has impact on the Srinagar, which is 32 kilometers away from Mahuta. During this time, Hari Singh approached the Patel and Nehru and Mountbatten told him to accept the accession. Instrument of accession was signed by Hari Singh. Meanwhile, Poonch crisis was going on, because of which Poonch declared freedom when Hari Singh was busy in these activities. So Poonch declared freedom, and we called it as a Azad Kashmir. And because of which Jinnah was not happy. But when he wanted to wage war, Britain did not accept. Finally, when Britain accepted, 1948 war took place between the Pakistan and India. When this war is taking place, Nehru approached UN. UN was biased with the statement it has given. It told that plebiscite should be conducted when Pakistan withdrew its army and India has a partial army over there. But Pakistan never withdrew the army, but finally a Karachi agreement was made, where it told about the status quo of the both countries. And this is about the Kashmir annexation. And finally, we discussed about Article 291 of privy purse and Article 362, which speaks about the reserve of titles, palaces and assets by the kings. So this is it for today's video. I hope so you have enjoyed the story of Kashmir, and will be learning more interesting things in the coming episodes. So definitely give your feedback in the comment section, and like the video, subscribe to the channel and share it with your friends who are in need of it. That is it for today's video. So before ending the video, I'll tell you that if you want to join the test series of Vysh IAS, you can WhatsApp to this number 7200681675, and you can get inquired about this information and join the test series and get benefit out of them. And bye everyone.